Most people think stealth means dropping $1,000 on high-end digital camo. Wrong. In a collapsed urban environment, wearing tactical gear doesn't make you invisible. It makes you a high-value target. It tells every predator in a 5-mile radius that you have gear worth killing for. Welcome to Cyber Rat. I'm here to show you that the system isn't just broken, it's watching. But the system has blind spots, and those spots are governed by physics, not magic. Today, we aren't just hiding. We are learning the hard science of vanishing in plain sight using nothing but behavioral psychology and the trash you find in a gutter. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to prove to you why a common plastic trash bag is more effective than a Kevlar vest, and how to confuse a multi-million-dollar facial recognition algorithm with a pair of $2 glasses. But pay attention, because by the end of this video, I'm going to reveal the one death item you're carrying right now that is screaming your exact coordinates to anyone with a receiver. You want to survive the collapse. You need to stop being a person and start becoming background noise. Let's get to work. To disappear, you first have to understand why we see but don't perceive. This is what psychologists call inattentional blindness. Your brain is a processor with limited bandwidth. To save energy, it creates a mental filter that automatically deletes anything it deems irrelevant or normal. In a survival situation, the biggest mistake you can make is looking like a threat. If you're crouching in the shadows with a gas mask, you're an anomaly. The brain flags you immediately. But if you look like you belong to the infrastructure, a janitor, a utility worker, a technician, you become part of the urban furniture. This is the gray man theory applied with surgical precision. It's about visual noise. A city is a chaotic mess of shapes and colors. By wearing neutral tones, grays, tans, muted blues, you aren't hiding from the eyes. You're overloading the brain's sorting algorithm. We're aiming for the average. If a witness can't describe you as anything more than just some guy, you've won. But here's the science. Human recognition relies on symmetry and sharp edges. The human head and shoulders create a very specific geometric signature that our evolution has been hard-coded to spot from miles away. To break the lock that a predator or a camera has on you, you have to disrupt that silhouette. See that? By simply breaking the symmetry of my shoulders and changing the rhythm of my walk, I've just increased the processing time the human brain needs to identify me as a person by nearly 40%. In a high-stress environment, those extra seconds are the difference between being spotted and being a ghost. But don't get comfortable yet, because while you're busy tricking the human eye, there's another predator that doesn't use a human brain. It uses sensors, and it's looking for your heat. Now, let's talk about the predator that never sleeps, the lens. In a high-tech collapse, you aren't just hiding from human eyes. You're hiding from CMOS sensors, thermal optics, and infrared floods. You might think you're tucked away in the dark, but to a FLIR camera, you're a glowing 98-degree neon sign against a 60-degree concrete wall. This is where most survivalists fail. They buy a space blanket thinking it's a cloak of invisibility. Big mistake. That Mylar blanket has a high specular reflectivity. On a thermal scope, you won't look like a human, but you will look like a giant, shimmering square of glitchy metal. It screams artificial. To beat thermal, you need to manage emissivity. You need layers, specifically organic materials like wool or heavy canvas that can trap your heat signature and slowly dissipate it, rather than reflecting it like a mirror. And then there's the AI. Modern facial recognition doesn't look at your face. Noses and lips are too easy to mask. It looks at the nodal points, the distance between your eyes, the depth of your sockets, the bridge of your nose. These are your biometric anchors. Check this out. By mounting simple IR LEDs on a hat or glasses, you create light flares that only the cameras can see. To the security guard, you're just a guy in glasses. To the AI, your face is a washed-out blur of white noise. You've just turned their own technology into a blindfold. But remember, hiding your face is useless if the ground beneath your feet is giving you away. You need to understand the flow of the city itself, the system's secret highways. Let's go deeper into the guts of the grid. Most people are pathway dependent. They stay on the sidewalks, they use the crosswalks, and they follow the flow of traffic because that's how we've been conditioned since birth. But in a survival scenario, those pathways are kill zones. They are monitored, bottled up, and easily controlled. To move unseen, you have to stop thinking like a pedestrian and start thinking like a system analyst. You need to identify the urban blind spots. Every city has a hidden circulatory system. I'm talking about utility easements, decommissioned subway spurs, and the service corridors that run behind the facades of skyscrapers. These are the veins of the city that the average person, and even most security forces, completely ignore. Why? Because they aren't destinations. Look at this. While everyone is stuck in a bottlenecked main street, these industrial corridors offer miles of transit with zero camera coverage and high visual clutter. In these zones, the science of ambient occlusion is your best friend. Deep shadows created by heavy machinery or concrete overhangs don't just hide you, they mask your movement from drones circling overhead. A drone's AI is optimized to spot movement on flat, uniform surfaces like asphalt. It struggles to distinguish a human shape moving through the jagged high-contrast shadows of a junkyard or a transformer station. This is strategic positioning. It's about knowing the master viewpoint of a block and staying in its shadow. But there's a catch. You can be the most disciplined shadow walker on the planet, and it won't mean a damn thing if you're carrying a digital flare in your pocket. It's time for the payoff. Let's talk about the one device that's betraying you every single second. This is it, the payoff. You've mastered the shadows, you've disrupted your silhouette, and you've outsmarted the thermal sensors. But none of that matters if you're carrying this, the smartphone. You call it a lifeline. In a survival scenario, it's a digital tether. Even if you flip that airplane mode switch, even if you turn the power off, most modern devices maintain a low power state for Find My services and GPS pings. You aren't just a person anymore. You're a walking, talking beacon, broadcasting a unique hardware ID to every cell tower and stingray interceptor within a 10-mile radius. The fix isn't high-tech, it's basic physics. This is a Faraday cage. The aluminum polyester laminate in this snack bag acts as a conductive shield. It distributes the electromagnetic charges around the exterior of the cage, canceling out the radiation inside. It's a total blackout. If the signal can't get out, the system can't find you. It's the ultimate low-tech solution to a high-tech death sentence. Survival isn't about being the strongest or the fastest. It's about being the most expensive to find. You make yourself a ghost by understanding the systems that try to define you. You got the science, you got the strategy, now you just need the discipline to use them. If you want to see how we turn a microwave transformer into a long-range perimeter alarm in the next episode, you know what to do. Hit the sub button, stay off the grid, and keep your head on a swivel. I'm Cyber Rat. Repair what's broken, survive what's coming. Peace. One last thing before you head out into the gray. All the gear and all the science in the world won't save you if your head isn't right. The city doesn't just watch you with cameras, it watches you with its people. In a total system failure, paranoia is a virus. If you act like you're hiding, people will look for a reason why. If you look like you're afraid, you become prey. True stealth is a state of mind. It's the calm of the rat moving through the walls, completely aware, completely silent, and totally indifferent to the chaos of the world above. You now have the framework to disappear. You know how to break the silhouette, how to blind the sensors, and how to silence the digital ghosts in your pocket. Use this knowledge to stay safe, not to cause trouble. The goal isn't to be a phantom forever. It's to live long enough to help rebuild something better when the dust finally settles. The world is changing fast, and the old rules don't apply anymore. But as long as you can repair the broken tech and survive the broken systems, you're ahead of the curve. Check the links in the description for the full breakdown of the Faraday bag specs and the IR LED schematics. Stay sharp, stay hidden, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Cyber Rat, signing off. This is the critical climax of the script. This is where we solve the mystery item mentioned in the hook and provide the hard science payoff that rewards the viewer for staying until the end. This is it, the payoff. You've mastered the shadows, you've disrupted your silhouette, and you've outsmarted every thermal sensor in the district. But none of that matters if you're carrying this, the smartphone. You call it a lifeline. In a survival scenario, it's a digital tether. You might think flipping that airplane mode switch or hitting power off makes you safe. It doesn't. Most modern devices maintain a low-power, always-on state for Find My services and GPS pings even when they seem dead. You aren't just a person anymore. You're a walking, talking beacon, broadcasting a unique hardware ID to every cell tower and Stingray interceptor within a 10-mile radius. The fix isn't high-tech. It's basic physics. This is a Faraday cage. The aluminum polyester laminate in this snack bag acts as a conductive shield. It distributes the electromagnetic charges around the exterior of the cage, canceling out the radiation inside. It's a total blackout. If the signal can't get out, the system can't find you. It's the ultimate low-tech solution to a high-tech death sentence. Survival isn't about being the strongest or the fastest. It's about being the most expensive to find. You make yourself a ghost by understanding the systems that try to define you. You've got the science, you've got the strategy, and now you have the discipline to use them. If you want to see how we turn a microwave transformer into a long-range perimeter alarm, in the next episode, you know what to do. Hit the sub button, stay off the grid, and keep your head on a swivel. I'm Cyber Rat. Repair what's broken and survive what's coming. Peace. One last piece of advice for the road, and this is the one that'll save your life when the tech fails. Logistics. You can be a ghost, but even ghosts need to eat. The biggest giveaway of your position isn't your face or your phone. It's your path of consumption. In a survival scenario, everyone flocks to the obvious. Grocery stores, pharmacies, gas stations. That's where the crowds are, that's where the cameras are, and that's where the traps are set. To stay invisible, you have to source your needs from the in-between. I'm talking about industrial supply caches, forgotten rainwater collection points, and the bypass valves of the city's old infrastructure. If you move where the resources are invisible to the general public, you stay invisible to the system. You don't compete for scraps. You harvest from the gaps. Look at that skyline. Millions of people, all following the same rules, all trapped in the same light. Don't be one of them. Be the glitch in their data. Be the shadow they can't quite explain. The science of survival isn't just about outrunning the end of the world. It's about outthinking it. You've got the toolkit now. The city is your lab and the shadows are your sanctuary. The mission is simple. Repair what you can. Survive what you must. We're building a network of rats in the walls, and you're now part of the colony. We'll be back with more hard science and low-tech grit soon. Until then, stay beneath the radar. This is Cyber Rat, officially clear.